What is up, YouTube? It is Ville Outdoors here. Today is May 30th of 2024. You may recognize this spot from a few videos ago. I fished this spot approximately 3 weeks ago on May 9th, and I ended up doing pretty well here. I ended up catching 7 trout from this stretch, but 3 weeks later, I don't know what'll be the case here. We did have a decent amount of rain come through last night, so this water looks a little bit stained, but I still have some visibility. So right now I'm not seeing any trout, but I see a small fish swimming right over to my right here. But the main goal of today is just catch something. Obviously, if we can get on some trout, that would be great. I fished here on May 30th for the past 3 or 4 years in a row, and I've always caught at least one trout here on May 30th. So we'll see if there's still some around. If not, I have some other backup spots in mind, but we're going to fish this creek here until it drains the life out of me. So we have the usual Ugly Stik Elite 6-foot medium light rod here, Shimano Sedona 2500 HD reel. We have 6-pound Leland lures S.O.S trout line. Usually at this point in the year, I'd like to be lighter than that at 4 or 2 pound, because these fish are going to be more finicky. But since this water's slightly stained, it might not matter too much that we have this 6-pound on. And then rather than my usual trout magnet like you guys always see me use, I have the Eurotackle B-Vibe on there as my lure. But of course I still have that 1/64 ounce trout magnet jig head on here. So we are going to be fishing this creek, hopping along to the different holes, casting around, and I'm going to see if we can get anything to bite today. So see if the Eurotackle can live up to the trout magnet. That was a weak cast there, but you know, we're just getting started. Oh, do we have our fall fish already? Seems that we do. It's always first cast in this hole I get a fall fish. Well, that shows that the Eurotackle can catch a fall fish there. We're just gonna pop the hook out nice and easy. This guy's squirming around like crazy. We're just gonna, yeah, let him flop back in. We don't need any pictures or anything of that guy. Seen him way too many times before. All right, it's a little cold this morning, so I'm not eager to get in this water, but we're in it now. So let's get to casting. See if I can catch something other than a fall fish today. Yeah, water is definitely up a tad bit. See if there's anything back in my signature hole. There's a fish. That's a trout. Yeah, look. Come on. In the net. In the net. There we go. Whew. Not the most graceful of landings there, but we got a trout out of my signature hole. About 80% of the times I come here, during trout season, there's a trout in that hole. There's one there. We're gonna put our hands, then we're gonna take a shot and release this guy. But that is rainbow trout number 1 of the day. My first trout on the Eurotackle B-Vibe. So that's pretty cool. He is spunky, that's for sure. Trout are mostly going to be feeding on bugs falling off these trees. There's not a lot of forage them in here otherwise. So maybe we should have broke out the fly rod today. Oh well. We'll make it work. We already got 1 trout on the board. There's got to be a few more in here. I'll take the Eurotackle. Just missed a bite there, I think. Oh, there's something in there. Got him that time. Come here, boy. Up, 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 up. There we go. That is a nice brook trout right there. Whew. He was not escaping that time. Let's take a shot of this guy and then we're gonna let him go. That's a nice fish there. Look at the way he choked the Eurotackle there. Right in the corner of the mouth. Hook popped out. And we're gonna go ahead and untangle this guy. Nice brook trout there. We will definitely take that. Now we're gonna go ahead and release him. That fish is good to go. We wet our hands, taking good care of the trout out here. Even though these fish are pretty much bred to be taken home for dinner, you know, we still got to make sure we take care of them while they're still alive. If they're not taken home, they usually don't survive through the summer. But I'm pretty much a catch and release guy. There's a fish. Or is that a rock? Oh no, I think that's a fish. Oh yeah, it's definitely a fish. Big one. At least it feels big. It's pulling me around. I have to go in a little bit. Alright, so a brook trout. Alright guys, our third brook trout of the day. Hook popped right out of the mouth. And we're gonna get our lure out of the net here so it doesn't poke them somewhere else. There we go, second brook trout of the day there. Another beastly fish. I thought I had him hooked weird, but he was just pulling hard because he's a big boy. So that is our second brook trout of the day, and a big one at that. So let's take a shot of this guy and then we're gonna let him go. Alright, look at that behemoth there. Nice fat healthy brook trout. We'll go ahead and let him go. When the water is warmer like this, you got to take your time. If you're releasing trout, you got to take your time and make sure that there is enough water going through those gills and get that fish moving again. Alright, our trout's ready to go now. There's a fish. Get up here. Get up here. It's a brook trout. It's just boat flipping in the net. There we go. Brook trout number 3. Yeah, 3 of the day. This one's got an abnormal fin there. Looks like he's got a little stub there. Yeah, you can see his fin didn't grow in fully there. That is a Pennsylvania stalker for you. We're just going to go ahead and unhook this guy and let him go. Keep him out of the water as little as possible. There we go. Hook is out. And we're going to go ahead and release our fish. Look at that. Nice and healthy release. All have been on this Eurotackle B-Vibe. It's my first time ever using this for trout fishing. I assumed it would work, It's similar in profile to a trout magnet and resembles a small little fish that these trout might feed on. This time of year there's a lot of bugs hatching off the trees, so the trout mainly feed on those, but there are some opportunistic feeders that'll feed on a passing bait fish or crayfish or something like that, as long as you present it the right way. Casting in the current breaks and eddies, behind rocks, behind any sort of structure that provides a break in the current, because that's where these trout are going to be hiding out at. That's what you saw with that first fish catch today. That rainbow trout was hiding right in a deep pocket by a down tree that provides structure for the fish, and he saw this little B-Vibe coming up close to the surface, and he came out and swiped it before I could reel it back in. So that's basically what you're going to be doing to catch these fish this time of year. Guys, we got trout on here. Another brookie. Yeah. In the net he goes. That is now our 5th trout of the day. We're going to go ahead and wet our hands. Whew. There he is. We'll go ahead and take a shot of this guy, because this guy's pretty nice. He's got a messed up fin too. Must be a defect in these stockers they bred. It's weird. Alright, we're going to get our trout unhooked here. Got him right in the side of the jaw. And there's our another defected stock trout. He's just got a little stub for a fin there. We're going to go ahead and get the water moving back through his gills. He took off fairly quickly, so that's good. On the Eurotackle B-Vibe. That's what the fish have been biting on this morning. First time using this for trout, and it's doing pretty good so far. Got 5 on the board. 4 brookies, 1 rainbow. There's a fish. Get up here. Another brook trout. Yep. It's a nice one too. In the net, in the net, in the net, in the net. Come on. There we go. A little bit of a circus sack there, but got our fish unhooked. Well, not unhooked. We got him in the net, I should say. There he is. This one's got weird stuff under his eye. Guys, this is unexpected. We just got a trout way down here. Another brook trout too. Guess he got washed down here. Last time I was here 3 weeks ago, I fished this hole. There was no trout down here. Now we got a brook trout. A little bit smaller than some of the other ones we were catching just upstream, but fell for the Eurotackle just the same. Brook trout is unhooked here. Pretty guy. We're gonna go ahead, go back in the water. He's good to go. Beautiful fish. First trout downstream. Our B-Vibe is taking quite a beating. We may have to swap that out for another one soon. But we'll give him a few more casts. Casting in these deeper pockets here, hoping that there's some more trout around. There's a fish. That is not a trout though. What we got here? Ooh, this is a species I have not caught yet this year. This is a little largemouth bass. Not as big as you find them, but he looks good for a young fish. So maybe he'll grow into be a good sized bass someday. Then it's just a little largemouth bass. We're gonna go ahead and let him go here. Just a tiny guy. There's a fish. Let's see what we got here. Oh, it's another trout. It's another trout. Get the net. Get the net. In the net. I said in the net. There we go. Another brook trout. Go ahead and let a little slack in the line. Wet our hands. And he is squirming all over the place. He is a spunky guy. Alright. Get him unhooked here. Nice easy unhooking. Yet another beautiful brook trout. And off he goes. Alright. B-Vibe is holding up against these trout. Guys, we got a tiny brook trout on here. Tiny stockfish. This is barely even keeping size here. Go ahead and wet our hands real quick to handle this guy. Thought I had one of those baby smallmouth on because of how tiny this guy was. It was just a little baby stock trout. Go ahead and let him go. Another one for the Eurotackle B-Vibe. Lots of brookies today, which I enjoy because I don't catch brook trout too often. Decent smallmouth bass on here, guys. Decent smallmouth. Not a giant, but better than the last one we caught. There he is on the Eurotackle B-Vibe. And back he goes. Guys, fish on. It's another trout. He does not like the hook. In the net he goes. Nice and easy. Another brook trout yet again. On the B-Vibe. Whoa there. Whoa there. Settle. I said settle. Right on the corner of the mouth. That's what we want to see. We're just going to go ahead and get the hook out. Another pretty little brook trout there. Go ahead and release him. He's good to go. Decent smallmouth on here, guys. See if I can play him the right way. He's fighting pretty good. There we go. Fell for the B-Vibe. There you go. Pretty little fish. He's good to go. Guys, trout on. Trout on. Another brookie. This one's not a bad one either. In the net he goes. Another nice fat brook trout accounted for. I believe that is number 9 on the day, if I'm not mistaken. This guy's cooperating with me, which is nice. He choked the B-Vibe there. I just retied because I just got snagged. And just like that, we have yet another brook trout on the day. Let's go ahead and give this guy a nice release. These fish are swimming off much better than the ones upstream. Interesting. Yet another trout on, guys. Another brook trout. See if I can get him up in the net here. And there he goes. Into the net. Put our hands and let this guy go. Smaller than the last one by a little bit. Got the jig head stuck in the net there. That's not good. There we go. There we go. Well, I've never caught a trout out of this hole, but that changes right now if I can get this guy in the net. Oh, almost. There we go. I've never fished this hole before. I've only been down this far once, but I never thought to fish this hole, and lo and behold, There's a trout here. I'm gonna take a picture of this guy just so I have the record of where I caught it at, but pretty cool. All right, time to release this fish. Ooh, nice. On the Eurotackle B-Vibe. Once again, that's like the 9th or 10th trout today. I don't even know how many fish we caught total, but it's been a decent number for sure. Probably one of the best days I've had trout fishing this spring since at least mid-April. So over a month. Ooh, just had another good take there. Could have been a big smallmouth too. It was definitely not a small fish. There he is. There he is. Another brook. Come on. Up, 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 up. No, 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 no. You don't go that way. That's the bad way. You go to me. Only to me. Yes. That is a sizable fish right there. We'll take that. We'll take that all day. Look at that beast. That is another gorgeous, gorgeous brook trout. Alright, last look at her. What a stunner. Off she goes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's episode of the Ville Outdoors. Ended up being a pretty good day. I walked down a little bit farther from that last hole where I caught those last couple brook trout from, but I started running into a little bit of posted signs, so our day is pretty much going to be done with that. So yeah, posted signs equals no trout stocking, so we weren't going to have any luck. So even though I walked through a bunch of thorn bushes and some 7-minute itch, I'm gonna come home fruitless on that side. But the other holes did produce a bunch of fish. I ended up catching around 10 trout, 1 rainbow trout. That was the first fish of the day. And then we caught 8 or 9 brook trout somewhere in there. I wasn't keeping score after a while, but we caught a bunch of other species as well, including fall fish, smallmouth bass, largemouth bass, rock bass. We ended up catching a green sunfish that fell off the hook. Probably some other ones in there that I'm missing, but all fish came on this Eurotackle B-Vibe. Not this exact one. I had to switch maybe 3 or 4 times because the lure was getting bit apart the first one, and I lost 2. And this is the 4th one I've used here. So I just paired that with the Trout Magnet 1/64 ounce jig head. We were just casting in some deeper pockets, or textbook trout spots, one may say, and just jigging along, and we ended up doing pretty good. So not a bad episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, it would be appreciated if you drop a like and subscribe, and I will be seeing you guys on the next episode of the Ville Outdoors.